Greetings.
And salutations.
My name is Daltanian.
And I'm Terror.
Once again, we come to you with Vlog, the wonderful game of vlogging.
Wonderful game of videos.
We come here to tell you, not only may our channel be coming back, but our channel may be coming back.
Thrilling. Multi-tiered news. We have recently acquired a computer that's actually strong enough to be able to potentially record, so...
The long hiatus might be over.
Yeah. God's willing and luck on our side and etc., we should actually be getting back to a release schedule.
Hopefully Odin Father will bless us.
What that release schedule is, we're not quite sure yet, though. We're not entirely sure of the scale yet, so we might not be able to pull off the 3 videos a week thing. We might be able to pull off more.
We might wait a little bit. We might create a backlog.
Yeah.
And then start creating them and releasing them. It might be smaller until we can figure out a more stable schedule, like 2 a week rather than the 3 a week.
Yeah. Because we're having to work with alternating work schedules on top of prior obligations, on top of potential hardware limitations. And by that, I mean not having a second backup computer, so the stuff that we will be doing will probably only be one person or 2 people on one game, as opposed to the multiplayer stuff that we had before.
Yep.
Because I don't have access to a computer that's capable of running some of the stuff. I mean, some of the low-key stuff we could do, but most of the higher-end things, we only have one. So until that gets solved,
We do plan on bringing back some of the cool stuff that we have looked back on our channel and seen that there are a good amount of views on, which means let us know that people want to view those things. Things like Don't Starve, Ark, hopefully those things will be coming back in time. They might not be readily available if we only have one machine.
Which means we're going to need to re-download, re-buy, pretty much everything.
Well, not really, but...
Well, I mean...
We don't have 2 computers that have the capacity to run these things. We have one.
Yeah.
I have all the stuff that we had previously, that's why I downloaded them on my account, but we won't have 2 computers that can run them. So it's going to be primarily 1 to 2 player games on a single one versus what we could do before. Granted, at that point in time, you could only see one of us acting anyways because we didn't have the ability to have a computer that could run the recording software. Yeah. So we might be limited on certain things, but hopefully we'll be able to figure some stuff out and let you guys know soon rather than later. Because it has been a long hiatus.
Way longer than we thought.
Tech guy has picked up a job that allotted him to not have free time.
Yeah. So even if he could get his computer fixed, we can't record there anymore, at least for the time being. So that was also part of the reason why this took so long, is because it turned into not fix the computer and turned into more find a different computer, unfortunately. But, life happens. It's not like we grudge him for it or anything. It's just that he's not going to be around, unfortunately, for any of our videos.
Yep.
In the foreseeable future.
Yep. If you guys have any questions, do leave them in the comments below. We want to bring the channel back. We want to do everything that we've stated before. We want you guys to enjoy the content that we make. Hopefully with this, we'll be able to have more set time to work on the channel and maybe even improve it. That's no guarantee. Yeah. So
it's basically a potentially coming back. We'll see in what capacity. Whether or not we can do what we were originally doing or whether or not we can do more than what we were originally doing. Because that's what we'd like to do, but we might not be able to do. It's kind of up in the air at this point. But here's hoping. I mean, we're optimistic, which is rare for me. But there was something else now that I can't remember. Oh, okay. Also, we might be doing a few solo series, because even though there weren't a lot of views on some of those, there's some stuff that it's just not that good for us to do. Like, for example, Undertale, that he couldn't stand, but I thought was absolutely hilarious and awesome. I think that game's absolutely hilarious, the little bits of it that I've seen, and some things that he really enjoys that I just don't care for. So we're going to try and do some solo stuff, which is unfortunately going to be a bumpy transition because we're both going to have to learn to not to carry something by ourselves, because we're not going to have the other person to bounce stupidity off of like we normally do.
Though that also might just be a maybe. I've gotten word from other individuals who do watch our channel that they prefer seeing us together, and the solo stuff is just stuff that they don't want to watch because they do prefer the interaction that we have together. I do understand the what we've talked about, the being able to do things by ourselves to keep our own sanity levels in check, but ultimately that's not fully what our channel is about.
True. I mean, even if that was something that would be regular, it would still be in the minority. Just in terms of how many videos of it we would do. It wouldn't be something that would be all the time, because even if that is something that some people enjoy, that's not what the channel was originally for.
Yeah.
So it's not going to suddenly become two completely separate people playing completely separate games on the same channel. That would be weird.
Very weird. So, with that in spirit, we wish you guys the greatest adventures in joining us. That was a terribly constructed sentence. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful adventure that we have tried to create and have been on. The hiatus was troublesome in our adventures, but you have stuck with us, for those of you who have. And, as always, thanks.
We'll see you, hopefully,
in the next adventure.
Bye.
Bye.